Hello, listeners! Welcome to the first program in our series of hospitality studies, which is produced for grade 9 learners and anybody else who has an interest in the knowledge and skills of hospitality. My name is Jandre Nitschke, and today we'll learn about front desk activities. Please have a pen and a notebook ready so that you can make notes of the important points. Enjoy the role play between a front desk officer and a guest in a hospitality establishment. The industry of tourism and hospitality, the provision of transportation, food and beverages, accommodation, and tour services is the key to meet the needs of guests. Guests may make reservations for accommodation services via online booking, telephone, or upon arrival. In today's lesson, we will learn how to list the steps for perfect check-in of customers, clients, as well as how to apply the steps of check-out of customers and clients in a hospitality establishment. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to list and apply the steps for a perfect check-in of customers, list and apply the steps for the check-out of customers, list and apply telephone etiquette.
Foibe!
Yes, brah.
Brave, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, dear?
I'm fine. Can you believe I never traveled or slept in a hotel before?
Really?
I'm curious about the whole thing. Do the people just walk in and pick any room that is not occupied, or there is some sort of procedures involved?
Well, James, traveling is fun. I traveled to South Africa last year, December. My family and I went for a vacation at the Kruger National Park, and we stayed at the Outpost Lodge. We had to make a reservation for our stay online about 2 months in advance.
2 months in advance? Why?
Well, my dad said hotels and lodges get fully booked very fast during festive seasons, and we could not risk not having a place to stay. When we got there, my dad had to fill in some forms and sign some papers with a receptionist at the lodge before she gave us the keys to our rooms. It didn't take that long though, because the receptionist already knew we were coming.
Ish, break is over. Our next class is hospitality. Let's ask Miss Mokahwa how the guests get their rooms when they arrive at their chosen accommodation.
Good morning, class. Last time I asked you to cut and paste a picture that you would like to visit in the world. So everybody put your picture on the desk. Yes, James, what seems to be the matter?
Miss Mokahwa, when people travel, they obviously need a place to stay, right?
Yes.
Well, when they get to the accommodation, do they just pick any rooms available?
No, James, that's not how it happens. First, let me look at all your pictures and collect them for our wall pasting, and then we'll start with the lesson in which I'll answer all your questions. When guests arrive at their hotel room, they will first be attended to by a front desk officer, as we learned before. When we discussed the characteristics of a front desk officer in our previous lesson.
But Miss, do all hospitality establishments have front desk officers?
Yes, Foibe, all of them do. The front office is the face of any establishment, and it is one of the most important departments in an establishment because based on the type of greetings and assistance given at the front desk, the guest can decide whether he or she will stay or explore other places. Here are the steps for a perfect check-in of a guest. 1. Greet the customer in a formal but polite way depending on the time of day and with a smile. 2. Ask the guest his or her name and use the name henceforth for all communication with the guest. Offer the guest a seat and complimentary treats if there are any, while you start with the checking in process. 3. Find out if the guest has made a reservation in advance and in what name it was made. Then complete the check-in form. However, if the guest did not make any pre-arrangements, you should find out what type of services the guest is looking for and for how long the guest plans on staying. 4. Check whether the guest has paid the room in advance. If no payment has been made, kindly ask the guest how they would like to pay their bills for the services rendered to them at the hotel. 5. Give the guests their room key and call the porter to assist them to carry their luggage to their rooms.
Miss Mokahwa, sorry for the interruption.
That's okay, James.
What happens when the place is fully booked and a guest does not have a reservation?
That's a very good question, James. Well, the front desk officer will offer the guest some alternatives that will yield the same result. And if there is really nothing left to offer, he or she will have to advise the guest to check out the nearby establishments that offer the same services. In some rare cases, the front desk officer may even call another establishment with an equal prestigious reputation in order to inquire on behalf of the guest.
Oh, now I understand. The guest is always given assistance even when the place is fully booked.
Yes, James. Guests should always be treated well.
This is exactly how we were treated when we traveled last year. The front desk lady was very polite and helpful towards us. Even when we were leaving, she still indicated that we were welcome to extend our stay there.
What do you think happens when guests are leaving?
Well, miss, I really have no idea. I never slept in a hotel or any guest house, not even in a bed and breakfast before.
Okay, let us look at the steps for a perfect checkout of a guest. 1. Greet the guest with a smile and ask if they would like to check out now. Ask if they had a good stay and apologize for any inconveniences. 2. Verify the guest room number and prepare the guest's bill, inclusive of all extra charges acquired during the stay. Then print out a copy of their invoices or a statement and ask them to verify the bill. 3. Ask which method of payment, cash card or EFT, the guest prefers to make use of. Process the payment and give the guest a receipt with a date stamp. 4. Collect the room key from the guest and update the room status on the system to show other customers that the establishment has a vacant room. 5. Thank the customer for their stay and wish them a safe journey back home or to their next destination.
I see. One has to be really organized and sharp-minded to be able to efficiently function at the front desk office. However, the job is emotionally fulfilling that you have made another person feel welcomed.
That's very correct, Foiba. Now let us listen to the following role play between a guest and the front desk officer during checkout.
Hi there, sir. Are you checking out now?
Yes, I'm very sorry. Now I have a few minutes late.
That's not a problem. It's always really busy at checkout time anyway.
Oh, really? The last hotel we stayed in charged us for a late checkout.
The hotel isn't booked this week, so it's not a problem. How was everything?
The room was great, the bed was really comfortable, and we weren't expecting our own fridge.
Well, I'm glad you really liked it.
Well, the kids were disappointed that the pool was not open in the morning.
I apologize for that. We can't get a cleaner earlier than 10 a.m.
Well, we had a nice swim last night anyhow.
Room 142, right?
Yes.
Will you be putting this on your credit card?
No, I'll pay cash.
Okay. So the total comes to 126.67, including tax.
I thought it was 115 even. That's what they say yesterday when we checked in.
Yes, you're absolutely right, sir. But there's an extra room charge on your bill.
Oh, I forgot. My wife ordered a plate of buffalo wings from the room the day we arrived. Sorry.
No problem, sir. So from 140, here's your change. You can now hand in your room keys here. We also have a suggestion box here in case you would like to recommend something for our improvement. Totally anonymous though.
Learners, let us now test your understanding of the conversation above with a quick quiz. Question 1. Why does the guest apologize when he arrives at the front desk?
Because he's late checking out.
That's correct, James. Question 2. Which of the following did the man's family not like about the hotel? The pool hours, the room rates, the bed linen?
May I try, ma'am?
Yes, Foiba.
A, the pool hours.
That's correct. Question 3. What was the man charged for besides the room rate? Telephone use, room service, or pool towels?
Ma'am,
Yes, James.
room service.
That's correct. And this brings us to the end of today's program. Thank you for listening and for your participation in the quiz. The program was written by Miss Selma Erastus Mokahwa. So until next time, keep a social distance during any physical conversations and stay safe.
This program was brought to you by NAMCOL with funding from the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture and the Commonwealth of Learning.
Hello, listeners. Welcome to our second program in the series, Hospitality Studies, which is produced for grade 9 learners and anybody else who has an interest in the knowledge and skills of hospitality. My name is Jean Renichka, and today we will learn about batters and dough. Please have a pen and a notebook ready so that you can make notes of the important points as well as to participate in the short quiz at the end of the lesson. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, miss.
Settle down and take your notebooks. Today we're going to learn and understand the difference between a batter and a dough. By the end of the lesson, all of you should be able to define a batter and a dough, differentiate between them, and classify 4 mixtures as batter or dough with suitable examples.
Miss, what are batters and dough?
Okay, Loida. Dough and batters are 2 well-used terms in kitchens and restaurants. Dough is a more solid mixture, while batter is more liquid-like in nature. Batter is a liquid mixture with a base of flour, eggs, and milk, plus other ingredients, while dough is made by mixing flour and water and kneading it with the hands to form a round or another desired shape.
But Miss Mokahwa,
Yes, David?
which flour do we use when we make dough?
Okay, David. Dough can be made with flours made from rice, almonds, cassava, wheat, mahangu, and other cereal products.
What about butter? How is it made, miss?
Batter is a concoction of flour, egg, milk, and water, which is used to make cakes or to use as a coating for foods before they are fried. Both dough and batter are a blend of flour and water with other ingredients. However, dough is thicker than batter, and batter is thin and spreads like a liquid. Doughs are classified as soft or stiff dough based on their consistency. Soft dough are less thick but can still be rolled with a rolling pin and can be used to prepare breads, rolls, and donuts. A stiff dough is more thick and firm. They can be used to make pastry, cookies, cabbage, pizza base, biscuits, yeast bread, pie crust, etc.
So, ma'am, how are the batters different?
Batters are classified as either thin, which easily pours out, medium, which can be poured but slightly thicker, and thick, which breaks into pieces when poured. Thin batters can be used to make your favorite breakfast food, pancakes.
I do love pancakes with jam or strawberry sauce. What is a medium batter used for?
Well, David, the medium batter can be used as a coating for fried food, as well as to prepare flapjacks or waffles, fritters, cabbage pastry, as well as crumpets. The thick batter is used to make muffins and fat cakes and all sorts of other cakes.
It seems we consume products of batters and dough on a daily basis. For example, most of the kids from our school eat fat cakes, and we just ate bread during break a while ago. At least now I know the difference between the two and other products that we make using batters and dough.
Before we call it a day, let's complete the following activity to test your understanding. Answer the following questions. Batters are classified as either thin, medium, or thick. How is dough classified? State the difference between dough and batter in terms of ingredients used in each. Classify the following products as either batter or dough: scones, crumpets, pancakes, muffins, and fat cakes. This program was written by Ms. Selma Erastus Mokahwa. So until next time, wash your hands regularly and wear a mask when leaving home.
This program was brought to you by NAMCOL with funding from the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture and the Commonwealth of Learning.
Hello, listeners, and welcome to the fourth program in our series of hospitality studies, which is produced for grade 9 learners and anybody else who has an interest in the knowledge and skills of hospitality. My name is Jean Renichka, and today we will learn about personal hygiene in food and beverage services. Please have a pen and notebook ready so that you can make notes of the important points. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to list basic guidelines for personal health and hygiene during food preparation, discuss the importance of personal health and hygiene to secure food safety with special reference to hair and hand. Hygiene is a person's awareness of his or her physical cleanliness. The hygienic handling and preparation of food are of great importance in the prevention of food contamination and poisoning in hospitality establishments that provides food services. Today's lesson will be aimed at basic guidelines for personal health and hygiene during food preparation, as well as the importance of personal health and hygiene to secure food safety with reference to the hands and hair of employees in hospitality establishments.
Hey, Joseph. What's up, bruh?
Hey Bianca, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good.
You said your dad is a chef in a hotel, right?
Yes, he is. When I grow up, I want to be a chef just like my dad. I love cooking and trying out new recipes.
Your dad is pretty cool. My dad can't even use a microwave. He believes men should not be in the kitchen because it makes them look weak.
If my dad is anything, weakness is not it. I think he is even more diversified and can take care of us in case my mother is not available. I think men should really learn culinary skills for the future and to be flexible. Plus, it is the best way to start your own business and make good money.
You are right, Joseph. However, if you prepare food and your customers get sick, that will be the end of your business as well.
Of course, people who are in food providing businesses and break the rules and laws of food safety that results in making their customers suffer from food poisoning should be fined and taken into prison, or even pay a great amount of money to compensate people who were affected. But that's just my opinion.
I think you are right, Joseph. I would definitely want to be compensated if I get food poisoning from eating food from a specific restaurant just to cover my medical bills at least.
My dad says working with food requires a great deal of hygiene. They have to wash their hands a lot and make sure they don't have long nails. Ms. Mokahwa said we will talk about personal hygiene today in the lesson of hospitality. Let us go to class before we start running late.
Good morning, class.
Morning, miss.
I hope you all had a good weekend and that you're ready for us to continue. Who can remember what I said today's topic will be about? I mentioned it in our last lesson. Yes, Joseph, your hand is up.
Yes, miss. You said we will be talking about personal hygiene.
That's correct. That's exactly what today's topic is all about. Today, I want all of you to understand why personal health and hygiene is important for food and kitchen safety. We will list the basic guidelines for personal health and hygiene during food preparation. Then we will discuss the importance of personal health and hygiene to secure food safety with reference to the hands and hair of the employees in hospitality establishments.
So, Ms., what is personal hygiene?
Well, Bianca, personal hygiene is how you care for your body. This practice includes bathing, washing your hands, brushing your teeth, and more. Every day you come into contact with millions of outside germs and viruses, and they can linger on your body, and in some cases, they may be passed on to food during handling and preparation.
Miss, my dad is a chef in Safari Hotel. I too would like to be a chef one day when I finish my studies. What can one do to be regarded hygienic and safe when handling food?
Joseph, people handling or preparing food in shops and restaurants as well as in any fast food business, should be trained in personal hygiene and follow the following guidelines. Firstly, before food preparation, you should tie your long hair back or wear a hairnet to avoid hair falling into food. Men should be clean shaven and must avoid growing beards. You should wash your hands and scrub your nails clean to avoid passing on germs. Hands must be washed before work, before handling food, during cooking, after going to the toilet, after handling waste or dirty materials, after cleaning with strong chemicals, after handling raw food, for example meat, poultry, offal, eggs, as well as all sorts of fruits and vegetables, and after sneezing or coughing. Ensure that your nails are cut short. When handling food, avoid using nail polish as it can chip off and fall into food anytime. You should never cough, sneeze, spit, or smoke over food. Cover all wounds, cuts, and any type of inactive skin reactions. When conditions are serious, see a doctor and stay home until you are fit for work. Wash your body thoroughly and use underarm deodorant to neutralize unpleasant natural smells. Wear clean and dry socks every day. Brush your teeth often to ensure a fresh, pleasant breath when speaking to other staff members as well as customers. Be sure to wear clean and neatly pressed or ironed clothes. Finally, wear a clean apron or work jacket over your clothing or uniform.
Oh, that was a handful of information. I'm glad you said people get trained for these guidelines.
Yes, Bianca. It is essential that chefs, waiters, and bar persons bear all the above-mentioned rules in mind in order to prevent food contamination and poisoning. The Ministry of Health and Social Services is especially responsible for ensuring establishments adhere to health and food safety protocols, or their licenses of operation will be revoked.
So, personal hygiene is very serious in the hospitality industry, hey?
Definitely, Joseph. It's regarded as an offense to sell or provide food to guests or customers, which could make people sick because it is infected with dangerous microorganisms, or food that is unfit to eat due to the presence of mucus, hair, buttons, fake eyelashes, old nail polish pieces, or a nail chip, wound scabs or plasters, any type of jewelry, and other foreign objects such as pests, flies, cockroaches, ants, etc. A dead animal such as rats, snakes, or lizards, pills, or broken pieces of glass. These things can cause poisoning or death to the consumer.
Today's lesson was very interesting and informative. I will ensure that I apply personal health and hygiene guidelines to ensure food safety at home. I will also find out from my dad if they can carry out these guidelines at their workplace. He will be very happy to know that I am learning a lot at school.
And that brings us to the end of today's program. Here is the activity for today. When should I wash my hands in order to avoid food contamination? This program was written by Ms. Selma Erastus Mokachwa. So until next time, wash your hands regularly and stay safe.
This program was brought to you by NAMCOL with funding from the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture and the Commonwealth of Learning.
Hello, listeners, and welcome to the fifth program in our series, Hospitality Studies, which is produced for grade 9 learners and anybody else who has an interest in the knowledge and skills of hospitality. My name is Jean Renichka, and today we will describe the tourism sector as a major source of income for Namibia, and then we will explain how hospitality benefits from tourism. Please have a pen and a notebook ready so that you can make notes of the important points. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to describe the tourism sector as a major source of income for Namibia. Good morning, learners.
Good morning, Miss.
Please pick a partner to work with during today's lesson. I would like you to sit in pairs and discuss the following points.
I'm pairing with Bapewa. May I sit with you?
Yes, sure. Thanks for choosing me, my best friend. I was just about to come over to your desk too.
Settle down, everyone. Let's not waste so much time with this. We don't usually have enough time, so please settle down so we can start. Good. Let's begin. In grade 8, you learned about the concept of tourism. Shari, can you define tourism for the class?
I believe tourism is an industry that provides information, transportation, links to accommodation, as well as food and beverages, places in a specific country to those that are traveling away from home.
That is very correct. Tourism refers to spending of money due to travels of international visitors or domestic travelers, mostly for business, leisure, vacations, families and relatives visits, as well as for medical reasons. Tourism contributes to the economic growth of international airlines, local transportation agencies, hospitality establishments, and travel agencies in all countries across the globe. Now in pairs, I need you to discuss and answer the following questions. If you have to travel inside Namibia, what would be your reason for traveling and where would you stay? If you have to travel abroad, what would be your reason for traveling and what will your travel destination be, as well as where would you stay in that place? What are your expectations of the place you are likely to stay?
Should we write it down or should we just discuss it?
Bapewa, you may make notes so that you may refer to them when sharing your answers with the class. You all have 5 minutes and it begins now. Okay, your time is up. Before we hear your responses, let me give the chance to Bapewa and Shari to share with the class their answers.
Yes, good morning, everyone. The two of us discussed and came to the following conclusions. If we are to travel locally, I would go to Windhoek because I really want to visit the State House. My partner would like to go to Swakopmund just for fun and to go to the beach since he has never seen the sea before except on television.
Come on, guys. There's nothing funny about not seeing a place before. I'm sure there are lots of you here who have not seen other places in Namibia too. Traveling is not cheap. So yes, I understand some of you have been to some places, but definitely not to all of them yet. Please continue, Bapewa.
Thank you, Miss. We both agreed it is wise to stay in a bed and breakfast place or with relatives and save money. I and Shari also discussed about where we would go if we are to travel abroad, and surprisingly, we both would like to visit India for leisure and cultural diversity. In India, we would definitely stay in a hotel, preferably near the airport. Over to you now, Shari.
Thanks, Bapewa. In terms of accommodation, we prefer a place that is neat and safe. There should be affordable food and various options to choose from. The place should also have various methods of payment other than cash only. The place should also be near the airport to avoid missing flights due to traffic. That is all we have.
Very good, everyone. The reason why I'm asking these questions is to make you see that when people travel, first, there should be money. Secondly, you'll need a place to stay. And finally, you will need to eat and drink as you travel. Tourism does not provide these services. However, it connects the tourists to the hospitality industry that offers these services. People cannot travel to places which do not have places to stay or food and drink outlets because these are essential basic human needs wherever you may be. Hospitality and tourism are dependent on each other for existence.
Miss Mokahwa, are you saying hospitality cannot exist if people don't travel?
Yes, Papewa, that's exactly what I'm saying. If everyone is just in their own house from beginning to end, what will be the need to build hotels, motels, lodges, bars, restaurants, etc.? These businesses require people to make use of their services. Hence, if people don't travel, for them to have the need to sleep or rest, the need to eat, the need to drink something, or the need to relax, then the hospitality establishment will cease to exist.
Oh, now I understand. That's very interesting.
Good, Shari. But globally, the value of the tourism industry is estimated at 5.29 trillion by 2017, and the size of the market only continues to expand until date. Locally, our tourism industry contributes about $7.6 billion to the country's GDP. Tourism also provides employment for a large population of Namibians, which then gives people the buying power. About 77,000 jobs were directly and indirectly dependent on tourism in Namibia.
Whoa, that is a lot of money. Where does it all go?
Well, Bapewa, that money makes up part of the country's national budget, which is then divided between each ministry in the hope of improving the country's infrastructure, health services, education, and so forth. Basically, it contributes to improving the living conditions of all Namibians. And that brings us to the end of our lesson for today. Before I say goodbye, here's your activity. With the latest coronavirus outbreak worldwide, how do you think the tourism industry in Namibia has been impacted in terms of economic value? This program was written by Ms. Salma Erastus Mukahwa. So until next time, wash your hands regularly and stay safe.
This program was brought to you by NAMCOL with funding from the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture and the Commonwealth of Learning.
Hello, listeners, and welcome to our third program in the series Hospitality Studies, which is produced for grade 9 learners and anybody else who has an interest in the knowledge and skills of hospitality. My name is Jandre Nitschke, and today we will learn about eggs. Please have a pen and a notebook ready so that you can make notes of the important points. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to state the uses of eggs and describe and give examples of the thickening effects of eggs.
Hey, Tangi.
Hey, Peter.
What's in your lunchbox today? I like sharing my food with you. You always have delicious packed meals.
Yes, me too. It's always good that we never have the same food in our lunch boxes. That would have made sharing the food boring.
So, what are we having today?
Well, I have an egg sandwich. I don't mind sharing it with you. What's in yours?
Wow, eggs? I like eggs, but my mother boils them for us. I've never eaten differently before. Today I brought some jam donuts and juice.
I believe there are also eggs in your donuts. Let's ask Miss. She might have a clue about how eggs are used in many different ways.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Miss.
Already there.
Oh,
Settle down and take your notebooks. Today we're going to learn Tangi. We didn't even start with the introduction to the topic of today, and your hand is already up. What is it?
good morning, Ms. Mokagwa. Peter and I would like to ask you if you know other ways to cook eggs other than boiling them.
Yes, Tangi. I do know many other ways to cook eggs. You are so fortunate because we're going to discuss eggs in our lesson today.
Will you be showing us ways to cook eggs today?
No, Peter, not today. We do not have enough time to do that. I will have to plan, prepare the laboratory, buy ingredients, find suitable recipes in order for me to show you how to cook with eggs. As you can see, I did not do any of those things yet, but we will definitely do it in another lesson on another day.
Oh, we definitely can't wait for that day to come already. It was fun when we had a demonstration last year in groups to cook an egg omelette. Ours was even banned.
Oh, now I remember. In grade 8 last year, we learned about eggs too. We learned about different sizes of eggs, how to determine their freshness, as well as the coagulation process during cooking.
Very well, Peter. If you can all remember correctly, we also spoke about the different methods of cooking eggs. Eggs can be boiled, poached, fried, scrambled, or made into an omelette. Based on your knowledge of eggs, what do you think?
Miss, I think eggs add a good taste to food and make fried food look attractive. You can also add it to sandwiches like my mother does, as a filling in between. No.
You're very correct, Tangi. Eggs can also be used for trapping air in flour mixtures, meaning they can be used as raising agents, especially in cake making. By trapping air, they also lighten the texture of dessert dishes like mousses, soufflés, and meringues.
This is a lot of new information, ma'am. Let me take notes. What else do we use eggs for, Miss Mokagwa?
Well, Peter, eggs can be used as a thickener in the preparation of custards, some sauces, soups, etc. When eggs coagulate, they become solid and thicken. This also allows eggs to be used as a binder in preparation of rissoles, croquettes, and in meat or fish cakes. Eggs also contain lecithin, which is an emulsifier and enables oil and liquid to be mixed into an emulsion without separating. This is mostly useful in the preparation of mayonnaise and when making emulsion cakes.
Oh, so this is how mayonnaise is made. This is interesting. But why don't we smell eggs in mayonnaise?
Good question, Tangi. You do not smell the eggs because of the flavorings and other additives added to the mixture to improve both the smell and taste, as well as keeping quality.
Oh, I understand now, miss.
Eggs are also used as a coating layer on fried food, which gives the food a nice golden brown look. For example, when frying fish fillets or schnitzels, the food is dipped in beaten eggs before frying.
I was at a wedding one day where I saw people use boiled eggs cut into slices as decoration for salads and fried food during serving. It was looking really attractive.
Yes, Peter. Eggs are used as garnishes in the serving of many dishes, especially in many restaurants or serving of platters.
I've learned a lot of information today about eggs.
Miss Mokahwa,
Yes, Peter?
you also mentioned something earlier about thickening effect of eggs.
Well, I've somewhat included the thickening effect of eggs in our discussion, if you can remember correctly. But let me clarify it again. We should be able to describe the thickening effect of eggs first. Both egg white and egg yolk proteins coagulate when heated and can therefore be used for thickening. Upon further heating, the proteins denature. This means that the protein has become tough and difficult to be digested. Coagulation can also be obtained by the process of beating the egg white into 4 stages known as the foamy stage, soft peak stage, stiff peak stage, and the dry stage. We will discuss these stages further in our next lesson. Can anyone remember the example of dishes that I said eggs are used in as a thickener?
Absolutely, miss. I remember you said eggs can be used as a thickener in the preparation of custards, some sauces, and in soups.
You can also add meringues to that list, Tangi, as it's made from beaten egg white. Well, learners, that brings us to the end of today's lesson. Before we totally close off, here's a question for you to ponder on. Between egg yolk and egg white, which of the two coagulate first? This program was written by Salma Erastus Mukahwa. So until next time, stay safe.
This program was brought to you by NAMCOL with funding from the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture and the Commonwealth of Learning.